Amandla, amandla. Ayiko asina valo, asina valo, asina valo. Sisebenza kanzi. Asithatheni amafruti ke singeneni phakathi sitholeni namanzi. Osiyamazumelo ose. Osiyamazubaba wazo. Asingeneni phakathi. Onguye noziholayo. Enguye noziphatha kahle. Amandla ayancancasela. Ncancasela amabhunu abula. Ayancancasela ncancasela amabhunu abulalusa. May we kindly get inside so that we could start our program, please. Amandla. Awubizani fire brigade. Ayumlilo lo. Amandla. Ngizocela sonke sukume esimeni ngenyanga. Ayanda, the Deputy National Chairperson of Ilau, the JMPD is looking for you outside. Ngicela sonke sukume ngenyanga. Awubizani isicima mlilo. Ayumlilo lo. May we all stand. May we all stand. Awubizani fire. Amandla. Comrades abalapha kule tende lisemuva. Ngizocela kube yini enisondela ngapha so that nizokhona ukungisiza. Laba abahleli la ngathi abayizwa lento. Ngcono kube yibo abayohlala ngale emuva thina sele. Ngicela nisondeleni. Ngicela sondeleni. Awubizani fire. Iyalelo. Yacha bantwana. Amandla. 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 Long live the people of Palestine. Long live. Long live the people of Gaza. Long live. Long live the struggle of Steve Biko. Long live. Long live the spirit of Tsietsi Mashinini. Long live. Long live the spirit of Antoinette Peterson. Long live. Amandla. Matimba. Matimba. Matla. Matla. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, yo. King, for my father was the lion. That's why Amanda, Amanda, Amanda. Awethu ngenkani. Awethu ngenkani. Forward with Bahlali, forward. Forward with Bahlali, forward. Forward with Salam Media, forward. Forward with Sowetans, forward. Down with corruption, down. Forward with expropriation of land without compensation, forward. Forward with nationalization of mines, forward. Amanda, Amanda. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Down with the government of Israel, down. Down with the rapist of Israel, down. Down with the killer Netanyahu, down. Forsake Israel, forsake. Forsake Israel, forsake. Yameme zenzeme. Amthatha uZuma ethambeka azivuka mshulu amandla. We are about to start our program, but before we start our program, let me first say, awungeke bashaye, ngeke bashaye, ayingeke bashaye, ngeke bashaye, ngama ube draw, i-1-1, ngama ube draw, i-1-1, awungeke bashaye, ngeke bashaye, awungeke bashaye, ngeke bashaye, ngamane kube draw, i-1-1, ngamane kube draw, i-1-1, amandla, amandla, awethu ngenkani, qina mayisibhudu, qina, qina mayisibhudu, qina, qina mayisibhudu, qina, matla, matla. Ngizocela ke comrade ningibusise ngegwitsho sazoqala iprogram yethu. Kindly bless us with a very revolutionary song in remembering and supporting the struggle of people of Palestine, the struggle of people of the world, the struggle of people of South Africa, the struggle of the people of the continent. Amandla, socela ke leadership lithi ukusibusisa ngecilo. Hayi noma igwitsho ayicilo. Osilwe noSathane. Thank you, leadership. I'm going to hand over to my leadership so that Ubab Kacheni, we are going to start this program. Sibafishani nje, the program is got short, like our height. Amandla, sharing, I will be running this program with Babu Kacheni, together as one, as short as we are going to make sure that you join us with our shortness. Amandla. I don't like that's very uncool. Sanbonani, Dumelang, Afsheni, Timasheroni, Dumelang, Salam alaikum.
What a beautiful crowd with a handsome man in front of me. My job today is very simple. It's just welcoming these beautiful people, such an amazing people. But first, let me start by saying, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Only Allah we worship, the omnipotent, the omnipresent, and the omniscient. Allah who is the Almighty, who is in charge of all of us, who is responsible for our beautiful creation, that we stand all of the time for humanity. We stand all of the time for the rights of people who are marginalized. We stand all of the time for the people who cannot speak for themselves. We stand all of the time for justice in the world, equality and equity. We stand in the world for the rights of children. We stand in the world for the rights of women. We stand in the world that we may be recognized just as fellow humans. Today, I would like to welcome you to this very historical mosque. To this historical mosque, the first mosque ever in the township, the first mosque ever in Soweto. That still, when people were asked, we're just coming back from the celebration of June 16, 1976, where young men took to the streets here in Soweto in 1976 in defiance of the oppression of apartheid. We defeated apartheid in Soweto. You can clap. We defeated oppression in Soweto. We defeated hardship in Soweto. Today, yes, we say we are free, but yet we still need economic freedom. Yes, we are free politically, but we still need economic freedom, especially in the townships. Soweto Muslim Association was established in 1973. This mosque was opened in 1985 by Her Majesty, the Honorable Stalwart, Dr. Matigizela Winnie Mandela, opened this mosque. Soweto Muslim Association, it is a force to be reckoned with, that in the face of everything that happens in South Africa, within the township, there was an advent and the protection and the dissemination and propagation of Islam within the township. And this is where the beacon of light started from. It started from here in Soweto. We still pride ourselves with Soweto Muslim Association and this mosque that the founder of this mosque is still alive till today. He has just turned 85, if I'm not mistaken. And he's still we hope that he was going to be with us today. But his Baba, Said Ali Zange, you'll always see him on our media streams from the podcast of Soweto Muslim Association. Soweto Muslim Association has got many friends and it has many programs that are conducted from this mosque here. One of our friends is Salam Media. Salam Media has come through all of the time to making sure that they foster the relationship between us and them. There is no longer us and them. Between Soweto Muslim Association and Salam Media, they have become our beautiful friends. And we have a lot of people also. We have the Intifada that is here. We have with us all of the time that comes without pay in all of these marches. We have our Honorable Member of Parliament, Imran Musa, Mr. Lenisha himself. You're welcome to Soweto Mosque and Soweto Muslim Association. We have with us the golden mile voodoo with us today, who has graced us with his presence today. The only man that stands in chains, the only man that says we are not free, we're still not free. And let me just say about that while we are on. Today we stand in this walk, beautiful walk, in solidarity with Palestine. There is something that I needed to say all of the time in every media space where I get the chance, I do say it. South Africa, particularly Soweto, or the greater majority who are the indigenous of South Africa, we are not xenophobic. We are not xenophobic. In our Zulu language, in our Sotho language, in our Tswana language, the indigenous languages, till today I will echo also the sentiments of Thabo Mbeki that show us this word xenophobia in our indigenous languages you will never find. We have lived in Soweto with people from different walks of life. Even today, the plane that landed from Palestine that caused a greater controversy in South Africa, that landed with 146 Palestinians. We're living with them. We're living with them in Lenasia. They are there. They are there. So tell us if we are xenophobic. Tell us if we are Afrophobic. We are people that are highly loving. Sowetans, South Africa, we are people that are loving. We are a loving and peace-loving nation. And nobody can change that from us because it is bound within our system and it is bound within us. So don't come and tell us that we are xenophobic when we are patriotic. Patriotism is not a crime. Being in South Africa illegally, it is a crime. Being in South Africa illegally, it is a crime. Every country needs to be respected. Its laws, sovereignty of the country needs to be respected. If you say you want to get rid, let me not go into politics. If you say you want to get rid of colonial borders, start with your ID, go and ban it. And take your passport and ban it. We must respect the laws of the country. Every country has laws. South Africa has laws. South Africa is not a banana republic. South Africa is not free for all. South Africa is not free for all. People are marginalized in South Africa. But let me end by saying all of you are welcome. I may be sharing some of the sentiments that you may not agree with. Maybe because of the political influence, we are not politicians. We are people of religion. We are people of God. We are God-fearing people. All of you are welcome in Soweto, but we have views, and please let us respect each other's views. And we are here today for Palestine. I thank you.
esibatshelile wema amandla sisaqhubeka. While we continue with this song, we are going to call our beloved counselor Masibuko to come and say qaqaqu kancane and greet the community and give the word of solidarity and support. Esibatshelile wema ayuyeza umhlaba wethu, esibatshelile wema uyeza umhlaba wethu, ayuyeza.
Amanda, awethu. Morning, everyone. Before I start delivering, I want to just stand and take a moment of silence for honoring Councillor Melane, who passed away the ward councillor that was in charge here. And because of Councillor Melane, this walk now has gone to its second year. I think he was part of the first people that came and was approached and agreed that do this work. And I just want us to then say to him, we are continuing with the work that he has given us. We are continuing with the commitment that he has given the organizers and everyone up there that was involved. If we could just take that moment of silence. Thank you. I'm not sure how people understand how significant this work from this morning was. We met at the Gaza Park next to Regina Mundi Church, which is also quite significant. And then we then took a walk, we then marched and came to the Dlamini Soweto Mosque. The road that we were traveling on was is known as Trizani Road. So it's a struggle that we had to then honor and make sure that we remember the iconic places that we've just walked at. And then I think in the long distance, somebody is going to remember that we came to a mosque and the significance of that role it played. We meet today in Soweto, in a place the world knows because of June 16, 1976. On this day, during this month, children marched for dignity. They were told you have no choice, and they answered with courage. Many fell, but Soweto stood up, and this is who we are. June 16 taught us that if people are denied freedom, we cannot keep quiet. That is why South Africa stands with Palestine today, not because we hate, but because we remember. Remember the past laws, remember township cut-offs from services. Remember what it felt like when your basic rights are not taken away. Many in 1995, that is why we recognize Palestine. And recently we went to the International Court of Justice because justice for one is justice for all. So let us speak again, not with anger, but with dignity, not to divide, but to remember that the freedom that we fight for is a gift. And remember that our freedom in South Africa is international. That is why we stand with Palestine. Thank you, Program Director. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Amandla vulindlela yemango enyana wami haleluya chada namhlanje. Amandla ngicela sikumeni sonke ngenyawo while we are still going to welcome uMam Ngobese. Amandla, amandla, awethu ngenkani. May we all stand up and bless us with a very revolutionary song while we welcome Zanele Ngobese in front. Makabani, asisukumiseni inkokheli. Yeah, baby.
Amanda bahlali. Amanda bahlali. Amanda bahlali. Yabonga. Ngithanda ukubulisa wonke. Forgive me if I'm going to speak in the language that I'm speaking. And when I'm going to read my statement, I'm gonna read it in English. My name is Zanele Ngobese from Branch Mountain View under the banner Abahlali baseMjondolo. Thank you. We were invited today because last year we were here. So this is the second annual work that we took today with everybody. But what I am disappointed in, last year there was a lot of us. I thought this year is gonna be more. Hope next year it's gonna be worse. Maybe I'm thinking it's because of the weather or something. But when I got an invitation, let me tell you something. I was a little bit nervous because during the week I broke my tooth. Then I became nervous, saying to them that told me that I'm invited, you're gonna speak again this year. Then I was like, how am I going to speak with a broken tooth? Then I thought to myself, I'm stressing myself tooth. Why Palestine is going through a lot? What is a broken tooth? So we as Abahlali baseMjondolo, we are an organization that fights for land, dignity, and better housing. But so today, my president sent me to come and stand here in front and relay this message to you. This is the message I'm going to read. For 75 years, Palestine has been under oppression. So we ask, how can a nation that lives on stolen land, eats stolen food, drinks stolen water, claim the land belongs to them? How come you claim to be holy, yet you bomb churches while people pray? This is not about religion. This is straight out genocide. We need to tell everybody that is listening, especially you, Israel. You need a wake-up call. We are not going to stand and keep quiet while Gaza is bleeding. Our voices are their voices. The world will hear us roar. We'll be heard from Soweto to Gaza. We will unite and still pledge our solidarity to the children of Gaza until Palestine is free. We as Abahlali, we support the noble cause of Palestine people. The Palestinian people help us to be better human beings. Better human beings. It comes to the part whereby I'm telling you, I was stressing about the broken tooth while Palestine is going through a lot. So they are the bravest people that we draw inspiration from. Today, we are here to affirm our position for a free Palestine. For us, freedom for Palestine is freedom for the whole world, right? Freedom for Palestine is freedom for the whole world. The work that we took today, it was courage, it's courage. Because where I'm from, we are under pressure. There's this PI amendment bill that we are facing now. It says we are going to be evicted even if we have a court order. So today when we are taking this walk, we are feeling the very same pain that Palestine is feeling. So from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thank you. Amanda Bahlali.
Let us applaud each and every one that is here today. Again, all of you, you are welcome. Let me welcome very special guests with us today here. And these are the guests that have played an important and pivotal role, especially at the front of Palestinians. And these are the people who have experienced something that has never been experienced by anyone who is sitting here. The three of them are here. These are the people who participated in the Global Samudi Flotilla and who were in prison. Let us applaud them. And this is none other than Sheikh Ibrahim Peters with Muhammad as well as Jessica. Let us welcome them. Please come. Please come to the front. These are the people who were tortured for humanity, for understanding in solidarity with Palestine. Please come through. These are the people who took on such a journey as Zugiswa. Please come through. Please come through. Sister Zugiswa as well was on the pillar. These are the people who were tortured. Every moment they had a chance, they had to torture them. And these are the people that went through a lot of hardship and difficulty. These are the people who put their lives right in front. And these are the people who sacrificed for the people of Palestine. And Sheikh Ibrahim Peters is still wearing the prison uniform that was given to him in Palestine. And they will say a few words.
It would have been better if Zukiswa said a few words. Please. As a South African, in this month, which is Youth Month, a time when we remember the bravery of our youth from this very community. A time when they stood up for the freedom of South Africa. When the youth stood up, everything changed. And their struggle reminds us that ordinary people can make a difference. People like me and you can make a difference. We should stop thinking that we can't do anything, because we can. We remember our youth of Soweto, but our hearts are drawn to the people of Palestine, especially the youth and the children of Palestine that are being massacred daily. We that stand here, we don't speak about Palestine from what we have read, what we have seen. We were honored to be part of the Global Samud, where we tried to break the illegal blockade that is starving people of Palestine. We tried by sea and land to break that blockade, and we were stopped. We experienced various things, intimidation. We were tortured. There were so many things that happened to us, but it's not even 1% of what Palestinians go through on a daily basis. We have Palestinians here with us. I just met Palestinians with us that were walking with us, that had to flee from Gaza, had to leave all their belongings behind. Everything they owned, they had to leave behind. And they came to South Africa to seek refuge. The connection, people always ask, why you go so far to try and assist these people? Because the connection between South Africa and Palestine is not something small. It's a connection from back in the days of the struggle, where Palestinians stood for our freedom. So why are we not standing for their freedom? Why are we being quiet when we see them suffering. And don't let people tell you that it started on October 7th. The genocide has started pre-1948. It's a genocide that has been going on for decades. And when you see these young children with us here today, and them having to leave their country and seek refuge in our country, and you say nothing about it, then I think there's something really wrong. So I commend everyone that came out here today. I strongly feel that South Africa should be in the forefront of the fight for Palestine. And I don't want to say too much more, but free Palestine.
Amandla, comrade. Awethu. 1976, the first person who was shot in the uprising was a young man called Hastings Lobo. Hastings' parents were migrants. The apartheid institution did not see that he was a migrant from anywhere else outside of South Africa. They saw a black person. He was 15 years old. The only woman, the only girl to go to prison during the Soweto uprisings for the Soweto 11 was Swongile Mkhabela. She's still alive. Swongile Mkhabela's father was Mozambican, stayed here in Soweto, and he'd often be underground, be taken off. So, to understand this then is to understand that Palestine, Gaza, is ground zero for our collective problems. They are trying to manufacture consent by killing people in Gaza. If we can ignore what's happening in Gaza, we can ignore what will happen here to our brothers and sisters from the Congo, from Mozambique, from Zimbabwe, from anywhere else. And we need to understand that. Comrades, the problem is the system. The problem is a system that tells us to those who have agreed, who yell out Mabahambe and stuff. I say, why are you not going to the companies that are refusing to pay people the collected amount of money? Why aren't you going to the mines and finding out, siyakhala njengamazamazama, but we're not asking who is buying the gold, who's being arrested? It's always the people on the ground. So we need to understand it's not the zamazama, because there would not be a demand. There would not be a supply if there wasn't a demand. Amazamazama baya supply nje, but who's demanding? Yeah? So those are the people you should be asking. Those are the people who is causing the price of houses to go up. In Cape Town, we can't afford it because all of a sudden people are coming with euros and pounds and dollars. Who's causing that? It's certainly not your brother from Zimbabwe. It's not your brother from Mozambique. It's not your brother or sister from the Congo. It's not your brother or sister from Sudan. They are also victims of this system. So we need to understand that our collective problem, Palestine, before, by the way, before they started building a wall, Cape Town, they're building a wall right now in Cape Town. Before they did that, they did a dry run where they built a wall in Bethlehem in Palestine. They did a dry run where they built a wall as a dry run in Jerusalem. This is not something they're removing people in Cape Town in the CBD. They did forced removals. They're talking right now. There is a law right now that they're trying to pass in the city of Johannesburg. So guys, please, I hope, Nina, everybody who votes, I hope you've registered to vote, or you go to register to vote tomorrow, because we cannot have the DA. The DA is Israel in another form. Pants in a DA, pants in a Israel. And young people, I know some of you say it's not going to change anything. It actually does. one vote changes anything. If you're going to have 10 votes and 6 of those people are going to vote for the DA and 2 of them are going to vote for the ANC and maybe 1 is going to vote for the EFF, that's essentially 60%. If you have 100 votes and then 6 of them vote for the DA and 80 of them vote for the other parties, you're winning. So please don't let them tell you it will not change anything. Register to vote, make sure you vote, and make sure you vote for yourselves in your interests. When they come and they ask you, ask them, what are you doing? Are you taking out the trash in the street? Are you looking after us? Are you building schools? Are you building hospitals? Can we know, why do we have unemployed doctors and unemployed nurses in this country when we have educated them? We're paying taxes for them. Guys, Palestine is ground zero, but it's ground zero for our collective problems. Here in Palestine, in Sudan, in the Congo, everywhere else. Free Palestine, and it frees us all.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and all praises to the Almighty. Praise and salutations to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So we all see this free the certain board here. What is the certain? The certain are 10 individuals that are with us from all around the world, Uruguay, Poland, Tunisia. They are still currently detained in East Libya. They were with us on the land convoy mission to go to Gaza. They are still hostages in Libya. If they couldn't even get to Palestine and become hostages, that tells you the state of the world, very simply. So we need to remember the certain, we need to get their release immediately. They were normal civilians like me, went on the mission, went to go try to get the aid through to Gaza. But unfortunately, the East Libyan militia has kidnapped them. We need a free Palestine, we need a free certain, and we need a free world, a free world where we all love one another. Thank you.
Amandla. Julius Nyerere once said, Africa will never be free until South Africa is free. And the President Nelson Mandela repeated the same words when he was in the United States. He was asked about the struggle of people of Palestine. It says, until Palestine is free, South Africa won't be free. So meaning the struggle or the freedom of people of Palestine, it is also the struggle of people of South Africa. We are not just saying this Africans. If you know history, we know what Palestine or how Palestine supported us during the dark days of apartheid, and the president or former president, the late Nelson Mandela, articulated very well when he was interviewed on how South Africa and Libya assisted the South Africans. So Amandla, long live the spirit of Palestine, long live. Long live the people of Gaza, long live. Long live the youth of 76, long live. Long live Unkgopotse Tiro, long live. Long live Olusegun Obasanjo, long live. Amandla. Amandla. Thank you, comrades. Thank you, compatriots. Thank you, Pan-Africanists, people of South Africa, people of the world. We are now going to call our pastor Nigel. I hope I pronounced it well. Can we? Osiama Zumelo Ose. Osiama Subabawa. Thank you, comrades. The song means shepherd. So we know our shepherd, and that is.
Thank you, comrades. Amandla. Maiboye. Africa. Bring it back. Bring the land back. Bring health back. Bring dignity back. I wanted to speak to you today a little bit of a pastoral message because I think this microphone is going. Amandla! Yes, the microphone is back. Hallelujah. Comrades, I want to speak to you as a pastor today. And I want to speak a little bit from my own heart and my own struggle as a white South African man. I speak to you with brokenness because I recognize that inside of me is the system that produced me. And it's taken a long time. It's taken relationships, it's taken struggle to be able to stand with you as an equal, to fight for dignity in Gaza, to fight for dignity in Soweto, to fight for dignity in Palestine and in Pietermaritzburg. In Pietermaritzburg last night, there were 4 people killed. 4 people killed in South Africa from this xenophobic violence. And what allows that to happen? It's because we've internalized some systems inside of us where we can look at some people and we can belong. You are not worthy. You are not enough. We can look at people and you are not the same. Somehow, comrades, we have to be very, very careful with our. We have to be careful with our language. What happens with our language, comrades? That dehumanize people. That's why, dear brother, I don't know where he is. I was telling brother, I was saying, people in the country, I said, no. Tell you, comrades, there is nobody who can do that. You are not in this and you occupy a house. You are not in this and you study. You are study a house. party the state of Israel. We say party to capitalism. We say party to the system that human that takes away. We say party. Nobody is illegal. Sorry about the time. I'm sure you don't mind. I can speak a little bit more. Right in front of us now. Speaking of the consequences. This friend of mine, he was on the first plane. When he came into the country, there was a man at the border that just stamped his passport and said, you can have 90 days. Come. When the second plane came, they cancelled the 90-day visa. That means people fleeing a genocide can no longer come to South Africa because they can't get a document. That means people who are suffering, that we are standing with, that we've gone to the International Court of Justice for, cannot get a document to come to South Africa because they will be called illegal. Every single Palestinian on that plane went through a journey. I went with many of them to the refugee reception office again and again and again. Their documents expired. They were illegal in this country. And we fought. We fought so that they could get that document. Not because we believe documents are the thing that gives you dignity, but because we believe that you as a human being have dignity. It's who you are. You were created in the image of God. You're a human being. I'm a human being. Nobody is illegal. And we say Pansi to xenophobia. Pansi. Amantla. Thank you, comrades.
Can you hear? No. Okay, this one is on. Which one is working? Okay, this is the one. Pastor, I think this mask was very revolutionary. It was against you. Thank you so much, Pastor. Thank you so much. Those were beautiful, encouraging words from the pastor. And as we carry on with the program, but let me tell you this, the food is on the way. We're going to be warming ourselves up with a hot meal. So don't get tired. Don't get tired while the program is so beautiful. Pastor has echoed very beautiful points, very beautiful things to reflect on, which are very important, but also it teaches us that the Palestinian issue is not a Muslim issue. The Palestinian issue is not a Muslim issue. It is a human issue. And all the humans, they can feel the atrocities and the difficulties, the turmoils, all that are happening in Palestine. And it was echoed very well by our pastor. As I call upon, let us call upon the young girl, Khalid, Laith Shahida. We call upon Laith Shahida from Palestine to come and share a few words with us from the blood of Palestinians.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. We come today to remember for you everyone the situation in Gaza. It's very dangerous, also difficult. The killing and destruction every day. The human situation is dire. Fact, no ceasefire, no stop war. I don't want to get into it, shuhada and wanting numbers, because the world now, everything is through television and social media. Personally, I lived with my family for more than 2 years in the Gaza war. For example, death and hunger and displacement. So I can't describe it. We are here to live in safety in South Africa. However, Israel, their face on killing, so she dresses like animals. But we are a people like all the peoples of the world searching for freedom. Israel, she lives by killing. She lives by killing. We, the Palestine people, are grateful for your continued support. Finally, Gaza and also the Palestine people need your support going out like today. This is important. I don't speak more. I just talking free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine. Thank you.
Amandla, amandla, matimba, matla, pula, pula, pula. Va re mollo wa metsing kwa gešo. Thobela, le kae? Aowa, la thaba le thwele. How are you? We are going to call upon our honorable member of parliament, the beloved councillor, my friend, my brother, a father, a man in front. People of Lens know him. They call him Imran Mosque. May we all clap hands for our honorable member of parliament, Imran Musa. Tamaku. Thank you. Amandla! Amandla! Awetu! Dumelang. Sani Modani. Thank you so much. First, let me acknowledge Salam Media, Soweto Muslim Association, and there's some similarity there. I must tell you, SMA, Salam Media, and Soweto Muslim Association. So you see, this collaboration is a wonderful collaboration between us all. We live as one humanity. I must also acknowledge our activists that went on the flotilla, and I must acknowledge many of you that have taken your precious time to come out here today. You have come out here in solidarity with a cause that you understand in history that we have went through as South Africans. So I want to commend you. I want to compliment all of you that have come out here today. Thank you very much to come out here and show your solidarity with the people that are also suffering. So this morning, I experienced something. And I was telling my brother here, Inayat Wadi, I was explaining him, can you imagine how cold it was? And we were walking and we met there at Regina Mondu Church. And when we met there, I was looking at myself and I had my cap on. And you see, we all clothed very well here. And we won't understand the depth of the suffering of the Palestinians. They have no houses. They don't have clothes. In the cold, they've been displaced. They've been pushed from place to place. And that is what has happened to our Palestinians there in Palestine. So it is only right that we stand up and continue the solidarity globally as well as locally here to understand the plight of humans
that are going through these atrocities and the genocide that has taken place. So I want to make mention that today we gather not merely as observers of world events, but of people of conscience who believe that every human life has value, and you have value. We must be treated with dignity, with honor and respect. With those few words, I say thank you very much and keep the spirit going. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea. And I thank you for the comrades that has made this possible today. Let's carry on the spirit and ensure that human freedom is upheld at every stage. Thank you so much. Amandla. Without waste of time, we are going to call Khalid Vauda. Kindly please come and give the word of solidarity. Thank you. Awubizani simamilo. Ayumlilo. Awubizani simamilo.
Soweto, let's hear you. I can't hear you. Let's hear you, Soweto. Let's hear you again, Soweto. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, everyone. I'm not going to give you a very long message, but I want to share something very important with you. In June 1976, the reason we commemorate this month is because our youth stood up to resist an occupation and an oppression. The same youth have stood up in Palestine to resist an occupation. And they've been massacred for that reason. But they continue to stand up. And that resistance needs to be supported wherever we are. The label of terrorism is a Western label. We reject it completely. People standing up for their dignity, people standing up for their lives and their honor are not terrorists. They are freedom fighters, like our brother here. They called us terrorists in 1976. They labeled Madiba a terrorist. But then they wanted to talk to him and lecture Madiba. You remember the interview he went on in New York after he was released from prison, and they were asking him about the friends that South Africa chooses, about the Libyans and about the Cubans. And Madiba said, with honor and dignity to the American journalist, you will not tell us who our friends are in our lives. You don't have that right. During apartheid, you stood against us. They stood with us. Among them are the Palestinians who stood with us during apartheid. And that's why we stand with Palestinians until they are free. This is something South Africa and Palestine are twins. We are twins in the oppression we've been through. During our worst days in apartheid, we did not have B-52 bombers fighting and dropping bombs on Soweto. We did not have snipers shooting children in the heads. We did not have snipers shooting babies in the chest. We did not have police barricading a car with a 6-year-old child and shooting 355 bullets into a car. This is the reality of what's taking place in Palestine, in Gaza and in the West Bank. Just 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, a 7-month-old baby was shot while in his mother's arms. 7 months old. This is a daily occurrence. So brothers and sisters and friends, who here is supporting Bafana at the World Cup? Show me your hands. Okay, we can do better, right? We all agree. We definitely need to do better. Do you know, since the start of October 2023, Israel has killed more than 800 Palestinian athletes. Of those 800, 410 are footballers. 410. That is the entire Premier Soccer League that Israel has killed and Israel has maimed. This is a barbaric, savage nation that needs to be stopped. Do not be afraid to call them what they are. They are savages. Don't be mistaken by the color of the skin. They are savages. Anybody who kills children, who kills women, and who makes excuses about it are savages, and they must be called that. So we have a responsibility, you and I. We came here today for a reason. Everyone here is an ambassador to free Palestine because Madiba gave you that job. None of us are free until Palestine is free. Thank you.
Palestine, one day it will be free. South Africa, one day it will be free. South Africa has played a most important role at ICJ, the only country in the world that faced the enemy himself, which is Israel, at ICJ. South Africa continues to be one of the greatest countries that has been. I'm actually very. I'm disappointed that you're not supporting Bafana Bafana. You're not supporting Bafana Bafana. I call upon, in every nation, 75% of every nation, maybe in particular South Africa, 75% of every nation is occupied by women and children. And I think our heart goes more for women and children that are facing this difficulty. I call upon Elena Al-Nakala. Elena Al-Nakala, who is a child from Palestine. Let us hear from her. At first I said I'm calling upon a young girl and a big man came. And maybe you were shocked. But here we call upon a young girl. Come, Elena.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Elena. I am a Palestinian girl born in Gaza. Before the war, I lived some of the happiest days of my life. I spent my time learning, drawing, laughing, and going on outing with my friends. Life was peaceful and full of hope, and I dreamed of a bright future. However, when the war began in October 2023, my life changed completely. Everything turned upside down. The school where children learn were damaged, hospitals were destroyed, and many families lost their homes. Fear replaced happened, and uncertainty became part of our daily lives. Despite the people of Gaza remained strong. We held on to hope and stayed connected to our land. We learned the importance of patience, courage, and studying together in hard times. The children of Gaza only spend their days playing in the street, going to school, visiting relatives, and enjoying time with their friends. They dreamed about their future and looked forward to learning new things every day. Their laughter could be heard in playing ground parks and neighborhoods. As conflict and hardship affected their lives, many children faced difficult challenges. Some schools were damaged, families were separated, and daily lives became much harder. Instead of thinking only about games and homework, many children had to cope with uncertainty and loss. Despite these struggles, the children of Gaza continue to show strength and resilience. They still hold on to their dreams, support one another, and hope for a future filled with peace and safety. Many continue studying possible and believe that one day they will be able to live, learn, and play without fear. This story is a one of courage, hope, and determination even in difficult circumstances. They continue to dream of better days ahead. Africa. At the end of my speech, I would like to thank every person in South Africa who and support us and stood by our side. We send you all our love. A special thank you goes to Gift of the Givers and BAB organization. Special thanks to Auntie Nadia. I want to tell her I love her very much. I would also like to give very special thanks for my mother. She left her entire life behind in Gaza. She left my father there and come to support us and build a bright future for us. She came to protect us from dangers, protect us from the war, to bright a future. Thank you and thanks for South Africa.
Every nation is a nation with making sure that the future of the children is recognized. And this was the beauty of what we see from all of the cries of children in the world to say we just need peace. We just need to play with our friends. We just need to be taken as human beings. And she has actually echoed that. And one also of the cries that are there, as we understand, we're still commemorating June 16, 1976. June 16, 1976, also it was raised by the younger ones. As we would know in Islam as well, those who made Islam to be recognized and who fought were the younger ones, were those who were young next to the greatest of the Prophet ﷺ. Those who surrounded him were the young and very fierce, young and very stern. Abdullah bin Abbas, Anas ibn Malik, Ali ibn Abi Talib. These are the people that surrounded the Prophet. And he has said it himself that Islam became prosperous and it gained victory through the younger ones. As we call upon you also, that from last year's program that we had here, and today's program is almost a year. And we're still asking from the township economy of Soweto, please, can you invest in Soweto? Please, can you invest in the children of Soweto? Soweto is not a place of the bourgeois. When you see us in Soweto, don't think we are rich. We are not rich. Children of Soweto, they need your assistance. We are trying by all means in Soweto Muslim Association to putting food on the table. But it cannot be done unless you come through. It cannot be done unless you fight with us. Through this, Soweto Muslim Association continues to be in solidarity with Palestine and what is happening in Palestine. Yes, we call upon the government of South Africa to be upright. Our Honorable Imran Musa, we say in Parliament, carry the message for us. The children of South Africa, the children of Soweto are still starving. We need poverty alleviation programs. Muslims right now, they're in Durban. The Muslims, they are now in Durban in trying to assist the situation where people are ferried in buses. And they said, look at Muslims, they are assisting with food and aid to the people that are faced with this kind of a difficulty. So we are asking you as well to say, do not forget that Soweto needs your help. Soweto Muslim Association is here to support you, support us as well. We call upon, as we wait for the food as well, the food is almost here. I think the food is almost here. We are almost done. We call upon Inayat Wadi from the beautiful Salam Media, who are the greatest of partners with Soweto Muslim Association, to come and render his address. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, comrades, before I start with my address, just a quick announcement. We have had an apology from Zwelinzima Vavi, who unfortunately could not make it. Apparently, he was up until midnight at an NEC meeting. But nevertheless, as we gather here this morning, and we've been part and parcel of the Soweto to Gaza walk, I wish to emphasize one thing. Today marks 997 days since the current genocide in Gaza started. In 3 days' time, we will be witnessing 1,000 days. And what have those 1,000 days meant? It's meant an unfolding brutality accompanied by death, by destruction, by deprivation, by devastation, and degradation. So as media people and as journalists, and especially for us as Salam Media, we have embraced the ethos and the principles of ethical and humanitarian journalism. And we constantly remind ourselves and our audiences that this is a struggle that we cannot stop talking about, but more importantly, to inspire a call to action. This is why we continue with initiatives like today, where the Soweto to Gaza walk will continue as an annual event. So we need to stay with the momentum. We need to keep the struggle alive. And while we keep the struggle alive, the mainstream media coverage of this genocide still continues to highlight not only the deep biases in favor of the aggressor, in favor of the oppressors. And this is what they have been doing throughout this genocide, where we have witnessed words that they have been using to evoke emotions. We've seen one-sided, biased narratives to influence people. We have seen selective language, and we have seen justification to justify the violence and the slaughter of the people of Gaza. We have heard repeatedly the dehumanizing rhetoric that is repeated over and over again, referring to the Palestinians. They have called them human animals. They have called them monsters of Gaza. They have called their children the children of darkness. We have seen how these false narratives, how this misinformation to showcase the people of Palestine that they are deserving of this genocide. But like we did last year with the Bilal Khalid tour, and this mural on my right-hand side bears testimony to the landmark walk that we had, the very first walk we had from Soweto to Gaza. But at this point in time, while Bilal Khalid was here, we did one thing, is we paid tribute to the journalists. We paid tribute to the fallen, to the slaughtered journalists who we know at this point in time have suffered a major catastrophe. In fact, with the number of journalists that have been killed in Gaza, it is known as the deadliest toll for journalists in modern history. This is the cost that they have paid for bearing witness. This is the price that they have paid for wearing a press vest. Yet, they have remained steadfast. They have remained resolute, and they have remained firm as the shining lights during a crisis. Constantly, they have reported the realities that they live with, sometimes even at a cost to themselves and their loved ones. So, ladies and gentlemen, comrades, let us remind ourselves that the Palestinian journalists have been our eyes and they have been our ears. They have covered the atrocities of the war. They have provided and they have brought to us a human face to describe the impact that they have worked under. And today we know Gaza is the deadliest place to be in the world to be a journalist, the deadliest place to be a humanitarian worker, the deadliest place to be a health worker. And since this war had begun, since the genocide had taken place, international journalists, people like ourselves, have not been allowed into Gaza for one simple reason. And this is a call that we are making today. This is a call to lift the ban on international journalists that has lasted for far too long. We want this lifting of this ban, which is long overdue. This is our call, and this should be our call of each and everyone that is gathered here today, that open up Gaza for the world to see what you have done, what you have perpetrated. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. I thank you.
Amandla khona enye ingoma besihlabelela nama-Pan-Africanist. I'm not a Pan-Africanist. I'm a patriotic. I'm a compatriot. But there's a song we used to hlabelela there. Ethi aye lo Mzulu lo ngomAfrika lo Mpedi lo ngomAfrika lo Mpuru lo Mpedi lo ngomAfrika amaphuno ayasixabanisa kwere ungomAfrika kwere ungomAfrika amaphuno ayasixabanisa axabanisa isizwe simnyama. The song says the white people are dividing us. They call Africans kwerekweres. They created all these things. But like I said, before I call our last speaker, I think I also need to make submissions. My name is Tapelo Gabisto Mafa. I'm the president of the Independent Liberation and Allied Workers Union. We represent marginalized workers, we represent JMPDs, we represent EPWPs in Gauteng province. And we believe in the agenda that says put South Africans first. So comrades, this is my message to all politicians. When we discuss issues that affect our people, we need to be honest in our heart and our conscience. We should not romanticize things because we see people. Now, when we live here today, I want you to live with this message. How you do things. The problem, sometimes it is how we do things. How you laugh might not be the problem, but for you to laugh might not be the problem, but the problem might be how you laugh. So now let us agree, comrades and patriots, that we can't romanticize criminality. And I'm going to request Muslim communities to support South Africans. I'm going to request legal foreigners to support the struggle of South Africans. We must stand together to fight against illegal, undocumented foreigners in our country. Because none of you here, those people who are living in the suburbs, you have halls because you don't want criminals to come to your houses. So now, South Africa, it is not xenophobic. We've lived with Zimbabweans many years. We've lived with Mozambicans many years. Me, I'm from Limpopo. We lived with them many years. We've never fought against them. But now we're saying we want to challenge our government, and the government must not use them as a scapegoat. So all of you here, if I visit in your house and I start behaving as I wish, you are going to call me to order. And we are not being xenophobic. We are calling you foreigners, illegal foreigners, to behave in our land, to behave in our country. We are not fighting you. We are one. Africa is one. But we need respect. No one should take advantage of our Ubuntu. Today, Palestine is suffering because in 1948, they thought they will show humanity to the people of Israel. Today, Israel is eating children of Palestine like a pig eating its own things. So we are saying, comrades, politicians, be honest. There is no xenophobic in South Africa. The issues need to be addressed. We might not agree on how they're being handled, but the truth is that criminals must be dealt with in a form of law and order. Illegal foreigners must go. Legal foreigners can remain. It must not change. I cannot go to Palestine freely. I cannot go to Zimbabwe freely. I need to have proper documents. Why are people calling us illegal xenophobic? So this is a term that is used by white people to divide us. I don't support the killings of foreign nationals. I don't support the killings of other human people, other humans. But we should be honest as politicians, as people of this world, of people of South Africa. We've lived with these people many years. So we are going to call the last speaker. iprogram yethu ifike emaphethelweni. Comrades, we are going to call this brother of mine. I've known him for more than 8 years. He always supported the struggle of people of Palestine. I remember when we marched to the US Embassy to shut it down. We were there with Comrade Miles Budu. We were there fighting for the justice of South Africans, the justice of people of Palestine. So we are going to welcome Miles Budu with a very, very, very revolutionary song. Amandla, can we all stand up?
Just to add as well, the greatest man ever that stood, the Golden Miles Budu himself. There was a man from America who is known as Minister Louis Farrakhan. And this man spoke when he came to visit for the first time, our stalwart Mama Matigizela Winnie Mandela. And when he took off at the airport, then referred to as John Smart's Airport, now we refer to it as OR Tambo. And when in his first remarks, Dr. Louis Farrakhan, Minister Louis Farrakhan said, I saw a man, there was a man chained. He didn't say a word. He was just standing there. And he was just saying to us, we are not yet free. The man was in chain and he stood there. And this great man, we are having him today with us in a form of a stalwart, a revolutionary, a man that stood for so many, a man that has always stood for justice, a man that stands for the equality and justice of prisoners, and that is none other than Golden Miles Budu himself. A round of applause.
Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. I want you to listen very, very carefully. You can sit down. I'm going to say Amandla, and then you're going to say away too. Amandla, away. Then I'm going to say Amanga. 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 Mandla. Thank you. Thank you very much. I must say this. I might take a lot of your time, but it will be time worth taken. For the past 32 years in a so-called non-sexist, non-racist, democratic political dispensation, it's the third time that I've been made a main speaker of any event after 32 years. And isizathu ukuthi abantu abanjengathi who speaks truth to power, to justice and authority asifunakali, abasifuni, abasithandi, ngoba amanga thina asiwafuni and asiwathandi. But what I'm going to do here today, I'm going to keep to the script. I'm not going to talk out of my eyes. I'm not going to talk out of my ears. I'm not going to talk out of my nostrils. What I'm going to say is a script, and I want to keep it for real. I don't want to talk about a country that has went for the dogs. You see, Palestinian will only be free when we are free. We're not free. We're told that we are free, and we believe that we are free And it is the freedom that came for certain people, not for us. I'll talk about Palestinian political prisoners. Palestinian political prisoners refers to Palestinian detained by Israel authorities for political, security related or resisted related activities. The term is widely used by Palestinians, human rights organizations, and solidarity movements, while Israel, a devilish state, authorities often classify many of these detainees as security prisoners or individuals convicted of terrorism related offenses. The terminology itself is politically contested. Administrative detention. You know, anywhere in the world, if you want to terrify a nation, if you want to scare people off, you must have a brutal police force that arrest, that charge, and bring people in front of a kangaroo court, send them to prison, and brutalize them, kill them, and shut them up. Israel uses a system known as administrative detention, allowing individuals to be held without formal charge or trial for renewable periods based on classified security information. That used to happen during the heydays of apartheid, where the police, army, locked people up for months, for years, without a trial. And it is happening in Israel. Human rights organizations such as Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch have criticized this practice, arguing that it is undermining due processes. Number of prisoners. The number of Palestinians held in Israel prisons fluctuates depending on security conditions, arrest, the prisoner exchange. Thousands of Palestinians, including women, including men, including minors, have been detained over decades since the Israel occupation of the West Bank and the Gaza that began in 1967. Conditions of detention, issues frequently raised by prisoners, raised by their immediate and extended families, their close and distant friends, and rights organizations included access to legal presentation, family visitation rights, medical care, solitary confinement, detention of minors, allegations of ill treatment and torture. Israel authorities maintain that detention facilities operate under legal oversight and are subject to judicial review, which is not true, which is a lie, and this lie we have learned to live with it. Hunger strikes. Palestinian prisoners has often used hunger strikes as a form of protest against detention conditions and administrative detention. Some individuals' hunger strikes have gained sufficient international detention. Prisoners exchange. Prisoners have frequently been part of negotiations between Israel and Palestinian groups. Notable examples including exchanges involving Hamas and the Gilad Shalit prisoner exchange. Palestinian perspective. Many Palestinians view political prisoners as a symbol of national resistance and self-determination. Former prisoners often hold respective positions within the Palestinian society and politics. Israel perspective. Israel authorities argue that many detainees have been involved in violent attacks
or security offenses, and that imprisonment is necessary to protect public safety and national security. International perspective. International organizations, governments, and legal experts remain divided on specific cases, but many advocate one: fair trials are due process, compliance with international humanitarian and human rights law, protection of detainees' rights, transparency regarding detention practices, and in conclusion, fellow South Africans, understanding the issue of Palestinian political prisoners requires examination both the border Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the compassion narratives regarding security, occupation, resistance, and human rights. Ngamanye amagama, let's do this. This is a struggle that is coming on for many decades. And South Africa has been a country that keeps the world to understand and keep them on their toes, that we cannot keep quiet in what was, and it is still happening in Palestinian. The butcher, Netanyahu, and his fellow Tommy, his friend, Donald Trump, their days are numbered. Let me also remind fellow South Africans that when Minister Louis Farrakhan came here in 1996 to come and visit Utata, he started the trip of Africa here, in South Africa. He came here against all odds. We know that the Zionists didn't want to have anything to do with him coming to South Africa, but he came here in any event because uMandela, the late Holy Hlahla Tata, told the Zionists that their friends can be their friends and their enemies cannot be his friends, and so forth. When he came here, he then went back to his Nation of Islam constituency. He started here in South Africa, he went all over Africa, and he ended up in Libya. He went back to the United States of America, and he gave feedback about his visit in Africa. And we decided to convert his speech into a poem entitled Land. That is what he said to his constituency. Zimbabwe, Mugabe, he fought in the war and he won the war, but did not take the land away from the Caucasians. And those who fought with him came to him and said, look, brother, we have joined you in the war. We fought with you in the war. We won the war. But the land, like in land, is still in the hands of those who came here and stole it from us. You got to give the land back to us. But before Mugabe giving back the land, he was the darling of white people. You always their best friend for as long as you're not a friend of your own people. For as long as you let them do what they want to do to us, you are an all right nigger. But when Mugabe said, we got to take the land back from the Caucasians and white farmers, I mean who had thousands and thousands and thousands of acres of land, and black people have none. All of a sudden, America and England turned down on Mugabe. In South Africa now, Thabo Mbeki is reasoning, taking land and giving it back. But we know that Thabo Mbeki would have never done a thing like that, taking land from the Caucasians and giving it to his own people for very obvious reasons. When he came to South Africa and got off the plane, he saw a man in chains. And that man didn't say a word. That man was just in chains. Later that evening, when he went to his hotel, the former 20-star Carlton Hotel, which is living under its shadows today, where you get shacks built into this room. There I was. Still, I didn't say a word. I was wrapped up in chains. He concluded that what I was telling him was, Minister Louis Farrakhan, I don't care a damn. We're still in chains. He went and met President Mandela, a beautiful man, and thereafter he had dinner with Winnie Madikizela Mandela. And Winnie Madikizela Mandela told him that my former husband promised the people land, like in LAN. He promised them clean drinking water. He promised them decent houses. He promised them cheap and affordable electricity. Because white folks promised him, but they never fulfilled that promise. That's why Nelson Mandela could not fulfill his promises to the masses of South Africa. If you go to South Africa now, the gold is still in the hands of the whites. The diamonds are still in the hands of the whites. The land is still in the hands of the whites. The power of military might is still in the hands of the whites. Everything of value is still in the hands of the whites. And the white world has to pay. And we knew who the white world is. We ended up calling them white monopoly capitalists. Nowadays, they are called the Stellenbosch Mafia. So until such time, Palestine is not free. Gaza is not free. We all are not free. Amansa! Amansa! Amanga! Amanga!
The Golden Miles Budu himself. Abanendlebe bazwile. Abazwanga. Abanendlebe bazwile. While we're still serving the people the food, we call upon one also the very instrumental people within Salam Media who has played a background role all of the time to making sure that today we have a hot meal, to making sure that everything is done to the T. We call upon, for the vote of thanks, one of the greatest muallimas of Salam Media.
I greet you all with the universal greeting of peace and blessings. And I'm here. They say that if we don't thank the creation, then we don't thank the creator. So I'm here to thank the creation, the beautiful creation, which doesn't matter what our beliefs or how we believe in the Almighty, but we believe in the one Almighty, and we believe that our hearts are all united and connected through humanity. If our brother bleeds in Soweto, our heart bleeds for them. If our sister bleeds in Gaza, our heart bleeds for them. If our children are impoverished, they are suffering, they are in difficult circumstances, then we all feel their pain. So I'd like to thank all our affiliate partners, everybody who put their time, their effort, in making today a successful venture, in showing up, in showing our support and solidarity. And I thank all of you here, for you, our VIP guest of honors, for fighting through that cold. This morning when at 5:30 in the morning when I seen us, I said, this is ice cold. But you all braved that weather and you all came here because why? You believe in the cause. You believe that our freedom is not yet complete until we see the freedom of every oppressed nation globally. So I'd like to leave you with Amanla, Takbir, Allahu Akbar. So thank you so much. Enjoy the meal, and I'm wishing you a safe journey back home. Until next year, keep warm, stay well, and let's continue soldiering on with the struggle. Thank you.
We thank all of you. Thank you so much. I can't speak after that vote of thanks. Muallima has put it succinct, very beautifully. Now, please, let us ask something that we normally don't ask, but we just assume that people would actually do it. After you have eaten with your plate and your cup, you have drank your nice sweet cold drink, please find a bin, a plastic bin, where you would put it in there. So we leave this mosque as clean as we found it. Please don't leave your plate under your seat, as I am seeing some of them are doing that right now. Very guilty. Take your cup and make sure that you put it in the plastic bin. This is the place of worship. We encourage personal hygiene as well as the environmental, we are for the environmental clean places and all of that. Please, especially the sheikhs, we'll call someone to come with a plastic bag, because I saw the sheikhs pulling, you know, those plates under the Let me say thanks to the team, SMA, Babu Penwell, and Siyabonga kakhulu for the sound. Thank you so much. Asanda Mbeje, Asanda Ndlovu, Siyabonga. Also, there is our team. Please, and I would also like to thank the team, Salam Media, that is there also making sure that the sound is there. You know yourselves by name. Next time I will mention your names. Thank you so much and feel very special. We would like also to thank the sisters. The sisters are here since from this morning. So we brought them in here for the program. Please, once you are free now, from now on, wazani zotestamento from the two sisters, they are optometrists. Sibonga kakhulu kubantu bakaMkhwanazi. Maphoyisa siyanibonga. Nenza umsebenzi omuhle. We thank you maphoyisa. Siyanazi nihamba noMkhwanazi. Nina ningamaphoyisa sizonikhulumela amaphoyisa nineni la ukuthi anithathi bribe. Ngiyanazi nina nithathi bribe. And nidla ukudla okumnandi kwethu. And angeke nize nithathe any bribe from anyone. Siyabonga ukuthi nisikhusela from all the march, all the way up until here. Siyabonga kakhulu bantu bomthetho. Kukhona abantu aba-honest. And you are a bunch of honest police that we have seen today. Bashayeleni izandla. Also, there is a mobile clinic that is here. Kuna mobile clinic that is here also. Wozani nizochecka manise ninyukelwa ushukela ngeyipitch enizizwe lana, nanyukelwa high blood, bayayitesta laphana ukuthi inyuke kangakanani lapha ku-mobile clinic. Please hambani niyotestani bantu benkosi. Abo baba siba-organizela i-prostate also. Yimi engizobe ngi-check i-prostate cancer. And also there is sugar, glucose, and all of that will be tested here on the mobile clinic. And all of this in the courtesy of Salam Media. They have made sure, Guti, we don't just live like that, but we have beautiful programs, the health programs that are here. Please utilize them. Ningathi besiye kliniki abazange bangicheck ushukela negazi nas. Wozani nizochecka lana. Thank you so much mphakathi. Abahlali basemjondolo siyabonga kakhulu. Ningabantu. Sishayeleni izandla nini. Thank you so much. Siyabonga.